I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get it, no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. My heart on my sleeve, stress, on my greed. That's how I get it, success ain't no giving. Some days I don't eat, I don't sleep. When I'm focused, I'm dangerous, they don't want it when I'm anxious. Ain't no limit till I tank, I'm running on fumes. The opposition don't amaze, the roads racing through the pavement. Get your hands out of my bag, I know that's because I've been in it, I don't need to brag. I guess that's what happens when you taking care of your business. But some family, you do the math, I'm out of my pocket. Houston, we got a problem, I ain't perfect, let them watch me. Elevating, got them nauseous, cause I'm the pilot in the cockpit. Nose diving in the house and woo. Watch how I get ahead, watch how I get ahead, watch how I get ahead. Watch how I set it up, bet you I shut it down, watch how I get a win. I don't think they really wanna come against the winner, got a finger run up in on a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare. I'm a line, but the winner about the cage. I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get it, no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out.
You can't hold me back, you can't hold me down. Put me in the game, gotta get it right now. You can't hold me back, you can't hold me down. Put me in the game, gotta get it right now. Whoa, on me, you know I'm the one and only. All them other ones is phony, moving like a drum, I'm on beat. Whoa, yeah, you could put the pressure on me. I ain't never getting cold feet, straight to where I'm gon' be. I got no time to debate, I put my reps in like every day. I keep it moving, I don't like the way. I just keep adding these wins to the plate. I ain't worried about a setback, with a loss I'ma get back. Going up on a jetpack, all the haters you can sit back. You can't hold me back, you can't hold me down. Put me in the game, gotta get it right now. You can't hold me back, you can't hold me down. Put me in the game, gotta get it right now. You can't hold me back. Can't hold me back. Put me in the game, gotta get it right now. You can't hold me back. Gotta get it right now. You can't hold me back, you can't hold me down. Put me in the game, gotta get it right now. You can't hold me back. You can't hold me back. Put me in the game, gotta get it right now. You can't hold me back. Yeah, I hope you ready for the comeback. Steve Nash, I'm about to bring the sun back. Forecast looking bright for the comeback. Can't ignore it, promise you can never sun that. I pray for it, get ready for the comeback. Yeah, yeah, I think it's time for the comeback. I hope you ready for the, yeah, I see it's time. Press play on the tape, no rewind. No delay, put it all on the line. Only going up, ain't no room for the climb. Meet me at the top, or you won't ever see me. I'm making dreams come true like a genie. I'm making moves soon, you gon' have to king me. Checkmate, crown, you gon' have to bring me. Whoa. no other way. Up next, then I'm putting you away. Yeah, maybe another day. Give me the trophy, I'ma put it on display. Hope you ready for the comeback. Steve Nash, I'm about to bring the sun back. Forecast looking bright for the comeback. Can't ignore it, promise you can never sun that. I pray for it, get ready for the comeback. Yeah, yeah, I think it's time for the comeback. I hope you ready for the I'm about to bring the sun back. Forecast looking bright for the comeback. Can't ignore it, promise you can never sun that. I pray for it, get ready for the comeback. Yeah, yeah, I think it's time for the comeback. Yeah, I hope you're ready for the comeback. I think it's time for the comeback. I hope you're ready for the comeback. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll. Ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll. Ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On the road, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. What is that? What is this? What is that? Is that a shadow? What is that? Is that a ray of light? There is no rays of light here in the Frankie Candles studio. I'm just kidding, guys. What is going on? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Guys, we got an amazing show for you tonight. As always, as Bitcoin continues to consolidate in its little value area that we have up here at about $50,000 or $51,000, $52,000. You guys know where we're ranging at. But Bitcoin continues to consolidate as some of these altcoins start to get a move, guys. We have Ethereum approaching our $3,000 target. Not even our final target, but one of our our main targets to the upside that we've been looking at on the live stream for the past couple of weeks, looking for Ethereum to crack that previous value area low and head towards that POC at $3,000. And right now, Ethereum is sitting at $2,963. Are we going to hit 3K on the live stream, guys? We're going to be taking a look at it, and if we do hit it, there's going to be a big celebration to be had. Maybe we'll give some memberships, but we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin as well, guys. Talk about those key levels of support and resistance so you guys are best prepared to make money whether the price goes up or down. But we are going to be focusing a little bit on the altcoins today as Bitcoin kind of just ranging around. But I do want to do a quick overview, a quick little market update for you guys so you're not left completely in the dark. Shout out to Dave Digital. Oh, God, guys. My stream deck hopefully will be back up and running by tomorrow, so I can't get my fire sound effects here. But shout out to Dave Digital. I'll try to make my own super chat sound effect. Bling! Shout out to Dave Digital. Thank you for that super chat. He says, tell me you did the thing. Week 17, day 1 complete. Yes, Dave, I did the thing for sure. Definitely did it. Don't look into it, though. But I definitely did do it. I swear. Anyway, shout out to Dave Digital, bro. Thank you so much for that super chat. Let's go. But guys, we got an amazing show for you tonight, so don't forget to smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get, you guys get to spin on the wheel of pain and pleasure. On Friday night's live stream, we will be picking a bunch of giveaway winners. We will be giving away some crypto. If we hit 550 likes on tonight's live stream, we will be giving away 5 of these Frankie Candles hats, color of your choice. And before we jump into the charts, guys, let's say what's up to the Candle Mafia. Special shout out to Stupid Bitcoin. And as you guys know, if you've been watching this show, you will know that we have been talking about turning Stupid Bitcoin into Smart Bitcoin. Shout out to Stupid Bitcoin. In all seriousness, he says, Stupid Bitcoin is for real. Yo, Frankie coded AI for 90% win rate on multiple assets. You taught me, bro. Wowzers. Shout out to Stupid Bitcoin. Let's go. Congrats on that, brother. Be careful with the bots, please. But hey, shout out to Stupid Bitcoin. You got to change that name, bro. You cannot be Stupid Bitcoin if you're out here coding AI bots that are profitable. So shout out to you, bro. And always happy to help in any way I possibly could. This is why we do it, to help you guys better your life and find financial freedom through crypto and trading Bitcoin specifically, whether the price is going up or down. But let's continue on here. We got Dave Digital, obviously, in the chat. Shout out to you, brother. We got the Biomex. What is going on? We got Flight Vision dropping those sauce cans. Let's go. Shout out to All Set. Let's see. We got Darren Does Things. As always, what is going on, bro? Thank you for tuning in. We got Hodl Crypto. Mark Dutch. As always, what is going on? We got Wayne C. We got Manitoir in the chat. Shouting out COQ. Let's go. We got Integrity Pavement Solutions. Says, bing bong. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for being here. We got Harry Potter in the chat. Wingardium Leviosa. I don't know if I said that right. I'm not a big Harry Potter guy, but shout out to you, man. I appreciate you for tuning in. And last but not least, we got Jonah Lang, and we also got Dave P., not to be confused with Il Hero or Dave D. But with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and jump into these saucy charts because we got some stuff to look at on these altcoins. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So here we are, guys, on the Bitcoin chart. Let's see. Shout out to Chris. Thank you for that super chat, bro. I appreciate you. They say, Frankie versus the Mafia. Monday, we choose a coin. You just choose... wait, hang on. Monday, we choose a coin. You just choose a coin. If our trade is more profitable by Friday, you give away 5 Bing Bong hats. Shout out to Chris. It's actually not a bad idea to do little trading challenges with the Mafia for giveaways. It's actually not a bad idea. Shout out to Chris at Tony D. We should talk about that. But shout out to Chris. Thank you for that super chat and that fire idea. I can't promise you that we won't steal that. But we will give you credit, so it won't be stealing. Shout out to Chris. Thank you so much for the super chat and the really good idea. Actually, shout out to Stupid Bitcoin. So that's a great idea. Sorry. Yeah, Tony D quit last week, guys. I'm sorry. I forgot. Show Tony D some love and wish him luck in his future endeavors. He did quit. He said something about me always having an inhaler. I don't know, something like that. But anyway, guys, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts here. So as you guys can see, Bitcoin, obviously, not really too much has happened over the weekend. As we are generally, I don't know why I came up to the daily, as we are generally just kind of consolidating up here within our volume volume profile, we did have a little bit of a dip to the downside over, I believe this was on Saturday. We had a little push down as a deviation outside of the range where I tried to update the premium Discord with a trade setup to go long on this deviation as we were looking to get accepted back into the value area, looking for that trade to get back up to the value area high. But guys, I literally posted this in the Discord and like it pumped as I hit send, right? I sent it, said, hey guys, potential long opportunity, check this out. And then like literally as I hit send, it ripped all the way up to the POC. So sometimes it's hard to get these small scalp trades in the Discord on time before price moves to get everybody a chance to get in. But nonetheless, we did get that deviation below the range. We were actually using the Frankie Candles Essentials Indicator by Lux Algo, which we did drop a final tutorial on, or an official tutorial on, as well as how we used it to get into a really fire Bitcoin long position. Go check that out if you guys are interested in using our free indicator. I know a lot of people were looking for that tutorial, so we finally dropped it. It's a little bit of a long one, guys, but it is all-encompassing. Not only do we break down the actual indicator, we show you how to use it, and then I literally show you how I physically used it, or literally used it to get into a profitable Bitcoin trade, and how you guys should be looking at it as well. So simply we deviated, got some confirmations here on lower time frames, looking for that to come up and come back to the value area high, as we would expect. And then you got the rejection at the value area high. We came back down to the value area low, as you would expect. And now we're just kind of bing-bonging around in this value area. And as you guys know, I am simply, for Bitcoin, just looking for these little scalp longs and shorts within the value area until we can't do it anymore, right? Like, we're literally going to milk this thing for every dollar it's worth until it just breaks up or breaks down and we can't trade it anymore, right? And even when it breaks down and up, typically we can get that bounce back in. But other than that, guys, just looking to scalp the inside of this range. And for the most part, you know, never forget, guys, when in doubt, just zoom out and look at your volume profiles, because for the most part, my plan remains almost exactly the same on Bitcoin. As we zoom out here, you guys know we've been looking at this macro volume profile, and I am still looking for higher prices here, looking to come up to $54,467 where we have our Bybit value area high. I am still in no short, right? I am not in a short position right now. We actually were in another scalp long in the premium Discord from the low of this volume profile, as we did get some pretty significant, not significant, but we got some confirmations that we could potentially ride this up for another scalp to the upside to the value area high. However, other than that, guys, simply just sitting on my hands, waiting to potentially come up to that value area high. However, there are some things on the chart right now that could call for a pullback, right? So in the longer term, or medium term, I guess you can call it, I am still expecting to come up to this value area high. However, if you come on down to the daily, or I'm sorry, the 2-day, we do have a red dot looking to print here on the 2-day time frame, which could potentially, this is obviously, this could take some time to actually pop up and confirm. However, this would indicate in the long run, right, even if we wind up getting a push up to that value area high, this would be kind of one of the next major signals I'd be looking at to call for a bigger correction to the downside. Now, by bigger correction, guys, I don't mean an absolute nuke down to, 30K, but what I would be looking for is basically a little bit of a pullback to some very specific key levels that we're going to go over in just a second. Taking a look at our daily time frame, however, you can see our VWAP is starting to roll back to the upside. However, this is a little too soon to take anything significant away from this, right? Like, we're not about to print a green dot, but we are starting to round off here. That is something to keep an eye on. However, as we come down to some of these medium hourly time frames, first off, I want to take a look at the 12-hour and the 16-hour, as we are getting pretty harsh rejections at that zero line with the VWAP on the 16 and the 12-hour. However, we are printing here. This is a little bit more of a clear bearish signal. It is a bearish divergence here on the 8-hour time frame. Now, again, I am not expecting these to bring us down to zero. I would actually be more inclined to look for a little bit of a pullback before eventually coming up and attacking that next high target at 54,467. So I just want to be clear. I am still waiting for this value area high to get hit. It is still in the cards, still potentially could wind up being hit, right? But if we get a pullback first, I'm not freaking out, right? Like, if we start pulling back and we break these lows, I'm not thinking to myself, oh my God, I was completely wrong. Short, close all the longs and short, right? That is not what I'm thinking. But it is possible for us to get a little bit more of a pullback before eventually coming up to that value area high. Because you guys have to remember, typically we don't get a straight shot from the value area low all the way to the value area high, right? The market is is confusing. It likes to trick you. It likes to be noisy. So, obviously we got to move above the value area low. Bing bongs all over the place. Big correction, right? Big correction, and then we got the big correction. But obviously, you are expecting to go from the low and eventually get up to that value area high. So we have to remember that price action is likely going to be messy on the way to this value area high as well. So even if we get a pullback here, I will be looking to eventually and potentially come up to that value area high. And with this 8-hour bearish divergence, looking to confirm in about an hour exactly, or an hour and 13 seconds, it could wind up giving us a little bit more of a pullback, right, locally. But that does not change my more bullish bias in the medium to long term, right? So coming on down here to some of the lower time frames. And then again, another thing to realize here is your 8-hour money flow is also starting to come out here. Your 4-hour money flow is also coming out somewhat aggressively here. Locally right here, you just kind of got that sharp dump to the downside on your money flow. So this is something you want to keep an eye on because, again, remember, when those money flow crossovers come into the red, it oftentimes means that a bigger downtrend is on the way, right? Because you can see right here, as we got this money flow crossover into the red, it was indicating that this trend was likely to start moving to the downside, right? And you got those early warning signs with your money flow starting to come out all the way up here in this area of price action, right? You can see your money flow was already trending down before you got that bigger move to the upside. So when you could find those short positions or those short confirmations at key levels of resistance, which this would have been because this was the macro golden pocket on the ETF approval / the point of control of the macro range, if you can get those short positions, that money flow is letting you know, like, hey, you might be able to hold this for a little longer than you might think, expecting that downtrend to come in. So we have to be expecting a potential similar thing to happen here if, keyword, if that money flow crosses over into the red. So that is what I would be looking at. And you might be asking yourself, Frankie Candles, where the heck would I be looking for that support if we get that move to the downside? And simply put, I would be looking down, I would be looking down more towards, here's the thing, right? Locally, coming down to lower time frames here, let me actually pull that volume profile as well, right? So again, scalping this range until we can no longer do it. And then once we break this break this level right here, right, at $51,008, this is a level we've been looking at for quite some time. Once we wind up losing that level, guys, I mean, the plan remains the same. This is the exact same thing we were looking at on Friday. You lose this level decisively. The next key level I'll be looking at is down here between about sitting at 50,075 and 49,720. This is a pretty confluent level of support, being that we have a golden pocket retracement. We also have a daily level, a fresh daily level sitting down here as well. And that is going to be the next major level I'm looking at for a bounce, right? Now, other than that, like these are more locally, this is more locally where I would expect a bounce to come in. If we do wind up seeing that 8-hour bearish divergence give us a much bigger move to the downside, and then maybe as you get that 8-hour bear div, the two-day red dot starts printing. This could add insult to injury. And if that does wind up happening and we do get a bigger cool off to come in, the next likely place, right? If we don't bounce off this local box of support that I have right here, I will be looking further down towards the point of control of the range. And again, the macro buy bit range, right? This is the macro range from the top of the bull market, right? If we do get that bigger cool off, I will be looking down towards the point of control of that range because, to be quite honest, that's the next significant level, right? These are all kind of local. We lose this, I will be looking down here. Now, not only is this the point of control of the buy bit range, you also have the structural support from these highs over here, giving you a little bit of extra confluence to potentially look for a bounce at that level. So those guys, simply put, those are the key levels we're watching. And I don't want to overcomplicate things here on Bitcoin, as literally not much has happened, right? I don't want to just sit here and do TA for 20 minutes on an asset that is literally looking exactly the same as it did on Friday, but I understand there's probably a lot of people in here that were not watching the live stream on Friday, so I do like to fill everybody in on those levels. But with all that being said, that is going to be the next, those are going to be the next key levels, right? Just scalp in this range till it breaks out to the upside or the downside. And then for shorts, obviously, going to be looking up here to our next target before even entertaining the bigger short positions, right? All right, let's see. Dave said, I'm looking for BTC to do an SFP on the 8-hour time frame. Shout out to Dave Hagen. Something we were also keeping an eye on recently, as we did have an SFP level coming all the way. If we dig back here a little bit, guys, you can see we actually had some wicks back here. Let me actually zoom back out, come back over here. On the 8-hour time frame, there were some wicks previously. It's right here, right? This is actually the level. Let me label it right here. And let me get rid of this volume profile. And you guys can see here, we actually did swing fail this level. On the 8-hour time frame, we wicked above, came back down, closed below, and then we just kept swing failing this, right? Wick up, closure below, wick up, closure below, wick up, closure below, wick up, closure below, so on and so forth. Even right here, you kind of swing failed it as well, and then you got that big dump to the downside. The question is, was that the move off that 8-hour SFP? Now, I typically do not trade swing failure patterns on such a high time frame, right? Typically, I'm looking at these on the 1 hour, the 30-minute, 15-minute, the 5-minute. I'm looking at these basically on the 1 hour and down, but that does not mean that you cannot swing fail on higher time frames. So this, the question is, was that really the big move down that you were going to get? And then, we're just going to come up here, put in a higher low, and continue back up to the higher target. So that is something that could potentially happen. But that is the swing failure I was looking at, Dave. Looks like it's the same one probably you were looking at. So shout out to you, bro. But let's go ahead and continue on here. That's basically what we're looking at on Bitcoin, guys. I really do not want to just kind of do the same analysis on the same asset every single day. So what I do want to do here, and I will answer questions if anybody has any questions on Bitcoin, please let me know. Shout out to I Watched, says, hey, bro, great show. Can you enable watermarks, please? Shout out to I Watched. Dude, shout out to you, man. Yes, I totally can. Yes, this is actually very, very helpful for people. If it's not hard to see the ticker up here, but let me go ahead and turn on the watermarks. It just makes it a little bit easier for you guys. Actually helps me as well. Not look at the wrong asset like we have done in the past. Well, actually one time in the past. But let's see here. Where is the watermarks? Where is the watermarks? Canvas, I believe, yeah, there it is. Okay, bada boom. There you go. So now you know we're looking at Bitcoin, but there you go. But with all that being said, guys, that's what we're looking at on Bitcoin. And that's it. That's about it. Like this 8-hour bear div, if it gives us a bigger move to the downside, your key level is sitting here closer to about $50,000 even. Not only is it the golden pocket, not only is it there is actually a fresh daily level in here, but it's also that $50,000 psychological level. You also have a point of control from this area of consolidation flying right through that zone as well. So this is definitely going to be the next key level support. If broken, looking to go down towards that $47,300 POC. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. German accents scare me. Shout out to Jay Gilly. Let's go. Jay Gilly for really. Let's go. I love that name, bro. Let's get it. I love the name change. Let's see. Yeah, yo, shout out to Integrity. Said, guys, smash that like button. There is more than 11 people watching. Let's go. There's no way we have 11 likes. Okay, I was going to say, guys, if we have 11 likes, that's crazy. Yeah, shout out to you, bro. But yeah, smash up that like button, guys. We got 727 people concurrently watching this live stream. Smash that like button. 550 gets you 5 free Frankie Candles hats on this week's giveaway. But shout out to Crypto Pollo. What is going on, bro? Let's go ahead and take a quick look at Ethereum, guys, because as Bitcoin kind of just wiggles around sideways, we are seeing Ethereum simply play out to our desires, breaking above that value area low and getting that move. Guys, Mafia, did we not look for this, right? And I don't say that to brag. I say that for who has been here long enough, which isn't really that long. Who was here when we saw that first correction on Ethereum down to the bottom of this value area low, to then wait for that break above the value area low, this value area low, to get that quick move through this range, targeting the point of control here at $3,100, as well as these two other key levels, which we are tapping right now. This is literally exactly what we wanted to see, right? We got the peak above. We were very cautious of resistance here as that value area low remains a key level of resistance until proven otherwise. We got that correction back to the downside into our old range. What did we do? We got accepted into the range right down to the value area low. This was your opportunity to look for longs if you took a long here, you were looking to ride it to the value area high and then hopefully come up, crack that value area low. And once you're above that value area low, the next likely place for price to go is going to be that point of control, which is sitting at 3,100. And that value area high eventually would be the final target, right? Not final, but the final target within this range, sitting at 3,183, almost $3,200. And Tony D, if you could get a date on that Ethereum about to explode ? Video that we uploaded to the channel, if you can get a date on that, we put shout out to Dixon Sider, said Frankie stunting on us. Shout out to Dixon Sider. I can't believe I just said your full name, bro. It's so hard. But yeah, Dixon Apple Juice. Shout out to Dixon. I can't believe dude, all of these months, almost a full year I've avoided saying your full name. And we said it. Unbelievable. But yeah, there you go. A little Frankie Candles Easter egg. But anyway, Dixon's like, finally. But breaking rules over here, guys. Frankie's slipping. Yo, shout out to Dixon. I'm surprised Dixon hasn't changed his name to Dixon Apple Juice. Dixon, help me out here, brother. Help me out. But anyway, guys, this is, I want you guys to the reason I talk about this stuff so much is a shout out to Captain Kirk in the chat, said, just so you don't open any videos, Frankie. Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Captain Kirk. No more opening videos on the live stream. That is much worse. Yeah. Shout out to Tony D, said January 12th. If my memory is correct, I'm unstoppable. Ask me anything. Shout out to Tony D, the all-seeing AI human being. He's the first person to get a Neuralink, guys. Tony D has a Neuralink. So he basically is the smartest person on Earth, I think, other than Elon, because he's the only other guy that has a Neuralink. But anyway, shout out to Tony D. Yeah, so on January 12th, guys, we were looking. I actually literally made a video about Ethereum as we tested this area. And, this is, I don't say this to be like, hey, go look at that video. We were right. I told you. I say this because in that video, we talk about exactly why we were looking for that break to the upside. And by the way, there are higher targets above 3183 or 31. Yeah, there are higher targets above this value area high that we look at in that video. But there are reasons why we look for these moves up or down, right? In that video, we were, I guess, like right about here, right? Looking for a rejection because there were bearish signals on the chart. Looking for a retracement, potentially looking for an entry down at these levels, for a break back above the value area low, for a fill of the range. And guys, here we are once again. And the reason I hammer this home, guys, is because the more you realize that these value areas are one of the most powerful trading tools you can use, the sooner you realize this and you're able to see them play out time and time again and you can build trust in them, this will allow you to trust your analysis if you're using the volume profiles, obviously. This will allow you to trust your analysis, right? Because when you see this happen time and time and time again, it's very not promising, but it's reassuring, right? Because a lot of times you could see a setup and you get a little nervous to take the position, right? But when you're using the volume profiles, it really gives you that confidence. So where is ETH likely to go from here? Well, based off the volume profile, we're just going along with our plan, right? Looking to get a move up to the value area high POC, and above that, guys, there are some other targets. However, you're going to have to watch that Ethereum explosion video that we put out on the 12th or 13th, whatever Tony D said. He's the AI. But go check that out for our other targets. But what I wanted you guys to really know about this is you can do this too. Right? It's not that I know a lot of people say, Frankie Candles, you got a crystal ball. Whether I have a crystal ball or not is one thing. But you can also just do this by looking at the charts. Did I just incriminate myself for having a crystal ball? Maybe. But, you guys can do this too. And this is why we make these videos. So you guys can see what I do in that Ethereum video on the 13th. You can see what I did and extrapolate that to any asset you're looking at any point in time. Right? You're not always going to be knocking on that value area low's door, but you could find those next levels to expect so you can front run what price is going to do. Simply put, we got above the low. We're looking to go to the POC and the high. Probably didn't even need to do TA on this, to be honest with you. So there you go. Now, with all that being said, you're getting a little bit of a VWAP flip here. Red dot, immediate green dot, which could easily bring us up to that next key level. So simply put, guys, 3,100 to 3,183 is the next target for Ethereum. And then locally, are we likely to get a pullback? I mean, you got a VWAP flip on the 4-hour as well. We may just want to push. If that green dot confirms, we may just keep pushing. So very, very Nice stuff here on Ethereum, guys. And we were walking through this whole thing on the live streams as we came back down into this value area below. And we were riding through this whole thing saying, hey, value area low, this could be a long opportunity to get that break into the range. We did the same thing with Chainlink. We did the same thing with Solana. We did the same thing with Matic. We've done this with many, many coins. So there we go. Let's see if we can get there. Maybe tomorrow or maybe even today. Maybe before the live stream's over. I mean, we just front ran 3K. Let's see if we can actually hit it. All right, let's see. Oh, hey, Jason Casper. Let's go. I don't have my sound effects, Jason. My stream deck's broken. I apologize. I would beatbox, but I don't know if you guys want to hear me beatbox. But shout out to Jason Casper. Said, shout out to Frankie. You're the man. By the way, long or short, I'm here for signals. Shout out to Jason, bro. Let's go. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for the super chat. And Jason, I would say, if you have an exchange that you could do 200x leverage, bro, 200x long. Don't look back. It's going to probably, I would think, 100K by tonight, right? Shout out to Jason Casper, bro. Thank you so much for being here, man. Shout out to Alexander said, what coins do you think can still 10x from today? A lot of them. So shout out to Alexander. I will say this, right? What coins can 10x from today? Do you mean, yeah, it's kind of a loaded question. Thank you for the super chat, but I will say this. Next, a lot of coins are going to 10x from here, right? It depends on what your plan is, right? Are you looking to hold into the 2025 bull run? Are you looking to hold it for a week, 2 days? So assuming that you're looking to hold into the bull run, a lot of these coins are going to 2x, right? Like, granted, we have been pumping lately, but not too long ago, we were in a time where there wasn't much you could buy without a very likely 10x, to be quite honest with you. So, a lot of people are probably feeling like they're late to the party. Like, if you had stepped away from crypto for a while and you've come back after these pumps, you're probably thinking you're, like, late. I want everyone to realize, assuming that the cycle is not going to completely change, I would expect, we're still pretty early here, right? If you're going off the 4-year cycle. But to be quite honest with you, what I would do is come up to a higher time frame. And now this is not like a guaranteed strategy or anything like that. But, if you measure these, right? Like right now, Matic, this is a random pick. But Matic right now is almost a 2x to its all-time high, right? Now, if you're really looking for coins that are undervalued, you could try to look through some of the altcoins. We were looking at something on Friday that was pretty undervalued. I forget what it was, but it just had not gotten the big move up that a lot of other coins had. But, looking at some of your, let me see. Let's take a look at, like Dogecoin even is still in its bear market accumulation phase, or accumulation range, I should say. But if we go ahead and pull this up here and we measure this Dogecoin to the all-time high, 732%, right? Like that's not a 10x, but that is like that's a decent gain just to its previous all-time high. So, if you have projects that you believe in that are going to break this, let's say for Dogecoin, for example, right? If you are looking for a 10x, say on Dogecoin, if you think Doge is not going to die and it's going to come back with vengeance in the next bull market, you would have to assume that it's probably going to make it at least to its previous all-time high, which would be 700 and something%, right? So you only need a few more 100% to get a 10x out of that, and that would be like just starting to break its all-time high. So you could kind of think of it like that. You also have a lot of new coins that are that don't even have a previous bull market all-time high. Things like when we look at the altcoins, we'll take a look at, I'm sure we'll run into some that don't have bull market all-time highs from last cycle. But these coins, like a lot of the newer coins, are probably going to get, 10x's and more, right? Like we are still early. I want to be very clear about that to a lot of you guys, just because I know a lot of people probably feel like they're missing out right now. But shout out to Jason Casper, bro. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you guys. Or I appreciate you, Jason. I also appreciate the Mafia. I don't know why I said guys, though. But shout out to Jason. Jason, I'm kind of looking for signals, too. Should I 100x long or short? Let me know. I'll take signals from you. Let's go. But anyway, shout out to Lasquette, or as I like to say, Lasquette. Real estate, shout out to you. Says, looks like ICP is on the verge of a breakout. I'm not a trader, but I like drawing shapes on the chart and maybe a bull pennant on the daily and hourly. Well, we took a look at Ethereum, guys. Let's go ahead and jump into ICP real quick, and we'll see if Mr. Lasquette is correct. I'm just kidding, brother. But let's go ahead and see on here. Yeah, okay. So what did he say? He said he does like to draw shapes on the chart, as do I. Bull pennant on the hourly. Let's check it. Okay, I kind of see what you're looking at. I wouldn't say this is a bull pennant. This is kind of, I see what you're looking at, brother. I see what you're looking at. So yeah, not a trader, but I like to draw shapes. I mean, hey, this could wind up turning into some kind of wonked out bull pennant. Like, this is not a bull pennant in my opinion. So yeah, this is, in my opinion, something I would refer to this as bullish consolidation, whether it's a pennant, a flag. I don't care what you want to call the pattern, but this is actually just kind of a weird shaped kind of consolidation here. But yeah, this does look, anytime you really get a big move up and consolidation, typically, whether it is a flag, which would be something more like this, right? Or if it's a pennant, which would be something more like this shape, right? These are all kind of a big move up with some kind of consolidation. These are all typically bullish continuation patterns, meaning you're going to get a breakup, consolidation, and a continuation of the trend. But let's dig in here because we do have money flow starting to come back up here locally. Green dot is confirmed. Let me check the weekly because, as you guys know, last week we were looking at a lot of these altcoins looking to print green dots on the weekly, which is very likely to give us more upside. So I'm actually going to pull up a different ICP chart because this is not the one I want to look at. This is not the one I want to look at either. I think it's the... I'm always shocked that it's the, I think it's the Big X chart. Okay, there we go. So what are we seeing here, right? On the weekly, VWAP coming up. Once that green dot prints and confirms, money flow also coming up. This does not look horrible for a continued upside. Now, why is this extra exciting? Well, if you remember back to Ethereum, what we were just looking at on Ethereum, look at the 786 respect right here. Jeez. That is... where is this fib pulled from? Yeah, this is the full golden pocket 786 retracement. You can see we did come up and tap that 786 before a pullback. This is why we oftentimes look for shorts at these levels. But here's why this is exciting. Let's assume that weekly, and I'm actually just going to get rid of these just to clean up the chart. Let's assume that weekly green dot confirms. That means that we are likely to get more upside. And right here, you guys see we have the DWTHP, which is really just an abbreviation for doorway to higher prices, right? But this is exciting, right? Because if that green dot confirms, and we are also getting a 4-hour VWAP, somewhat of a VWAP flip here on the 4-hour as well. But if we wind up getting the push to the upside, that weekly green dot confirms, guys, we literally have a doorway to higher prices just above us, very similarly to how Ethereum was knocking on the doorway to higher prices right here, and we expected to get back into the range and come up aggressively. Same exact technique we're using here, right? Green dot about to confirm, or about to print. If it does, it'll give us likely upside, and then all we have to do, there's not much work left to be done to flip this level to support, get above here, bing bong, and then a fill of the range all the way up to the value area high at 21.28. So are we going to see that $21 ICP potentially? And how are you going to know if it's very, very likely? Well, first off, I would look for that weekly green dot to print and confirm, and then I would look to flip the value area low to support. More importantly, the POC to support, because once you flip the value area low, the POC is going to be your next target, and then once you flip the POC, the value area high is your next target, and $21 is at the value area high. So you got to flip that POC. But the early signs of strength, in my opinion, would be getting accepted back into this range. And you could see this was doing something almost identical. Let's break this down side by side with Ethereum. What is going on? Hang on, guys. I just freaked out. I don't know what just happened. I can't. Okay. Well, let me pull up Ethereum really quick. All right, I will do this quick and dirty. I'm going to pull this range. This is the range that we're looking at, right? The value area low is, I'll just draw it out with horizontals. Value area low is here, POC here, value area high here, right? So let's take a look. Where did it go? Okay, so here you go. Right here, this was the value area low that we were looking to flip to see that upside towards $3,100, right? And let me just add the box to make it as easy to identify as possible, right? So this is your value area. Bada boom. And real quick, let me change my settings here just so it all matches and nobody gets confused. So here we are, right? Ethereum banged its head, got a rejection. ICP came up, hit its head, big rejection, right? Ethereum hit its head, big rejection. Then it came up on it came back up, broke above, started filling the range. ICP is in a very, very similar situation here, right? We got the rejection off the value area low. Once we come back up, flip it to support. That's where you look for the range to fill, just like on Ethereum. So there you go. That is what I'd be looking at on ICP. Locally, right, 4-hour VWAP flip still could kind of pump up here a little bit, in my opinion, right? We already, and the kind of the thing that I would look for to kind of confirm that we are going to get a continued move up here, other than the weekly green dot, more locally, what I would look for, come on, magnet. Okay, there we go. The flip of this 786 at 1487. Once you flip that to support, that's where the next real level to break is that doorway to higher prices where things could get very exciting. So there you go. That is what I'd be looking for on ICP. That's if I had a lisp, I'd say that. But anyway, let's see. Hey, Mr. Frank, can you please look at Ethereum Classic on the monthly? Please, sir. Please. Shout out to you. Yes, we can take a look at Ethereum Classic. Also, by the way, guys, if you want to see your favorite altcoins, go ahead and spam them in the chat. Rob, the Crypto Snob, will count up the votes and let us know what we're looking at. Rob, I'm going to do like a mix. Let's get like 3 requests, and then I'll kind of just riff off the Mafia, see what people want to see, and we'll try to take a look at as many as we possibly can. Chainlink, yes, we can take a look at Chainlink. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look. Yeah, shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Thank you very much, bro. I appreciate you. And with all that being said, let's go ahead and jump into it. So, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at Ethereum. Whoops. Take a look at ETH Classic. Bada boom. Take a look at the Coinbase chart. And very similar setup to ICP, right? Very, very similar. Let's see. Yeah. Green dot printing on the daily. That is likely to give you upside. Simply put, I'm going to go quick and dirty here just because the TA is... Sometimes you got to wait for this stuff to play out, and Ethereum Classic's just kind of been working itself out here. Next key level, going to be the bottom of this purple box at 3260. Also, the doorway to higher prices because it is going to be your previous value area low. Let's pull our fibs here from the high all the way to the low. Bada boom. And that is likely where we got those boxes from the first time. Let's go ahead and... Oh, no, guys. I just realized the camera fan is not on. I was about to go black. Guys, but that fan is on now. But yeah, let's continue on here. Dixon says Hex for the good old days. But yeah, this is what I would look at. Key level of resistance. Next golden pocket retracement I'd be watching is sitting at 3317 more specifically. Now, I think, in my opinion, based off the Fibonacci retracement levels as well as the value area, bada boom. Yeah, as we push up here, there are 2 reasons why I would expect Ethereum Classic to come into the mid to high 30s somewhat soon. And here it is. Number 1. Green dot is confirmed on the weekly. This is a little wonky looking in my opinion. VWAP is actually kind of rolling over here. Money flow coming straight up though. So that doesn't not very confluent with what I just said. So it could be, but I just don't like how this is rolling over like this. What I was hoping for here was a fresh green dot printing on the weekly. However, let's continue on, right? Let's come up to the daily. You got your green dot printing on the daily. If this gives you another push up, I would be cautious of a couple of different levels, right? Number 1, you want to pull your fib from the high to the low, right? This is going to be your next local level of resistance, right? Not the next end-all, be-all resistance, but this is your golden pocket 786 retracement between 30.19 and 28.27. If you get above this 786 at $30.19, this is where I would be looking for a bigger move up into this golden pocket, into the more macro golden pocket, right? This is your local golden pocket 786. This is your macro. So why am I expecting the mid to high 30s somewhat soon? Because if that green dot on the daily pushes you above that 786 and you start attacking this value area low, not only would you expect in the longer term after this bigger move down to come up and retrace to the golden pocket and the 786, which by the way is sitting in the mid to high 30s. Also, this lines up with our value area, right? So we would probably come up to this golden pocket, get some resistance as expected, but once we broke above it, the next likely place to go not only is the POC because we flipped the value area low, but we're probably also going to go for that 786 retracement. So these two zones are definitely going to be the next big areas to look at. I would watch for a local pullback on this Fibonacci golden pocket 786 retracement. If you get above there, this is kind of where I would expect things to go in the longer term or more medium term within the next few weeks. Looking for ETH Classic to potentially get up into that POC. But your key level to flip to support is right here at 3420. And that is exactly what I would be looking at on ETH Classic. Yeah, that's what I'd be looking at. All right, let's see. Shout out to 12 Big. Thank you for the super chat, bro. He says, if you see the last run, we went 26 to 34 mid-February. Compare the price action. It's identical. Can you peep CAS as well? Shout out to 12 Big. Yes, we can try to take a look at CAS. I'm going to try to take a look at as many coins as I possibly can, guys. But we can't get to them all. But I will try to take a look at CASPA. We actually haven't looked at CASPA for a while. But let's see. The last run from 26 to 34. Let's see. Where is 26? 26 to 34. Interesting. Yeah, shout out to 12 Big. It's hard for me to pinpoint exactly what you're looking at just based off of the levels. But yeah, that is we could take a look at CASPA. Let's see. Yeah, Chainlink. Let me write some of these down. We'll take a look at Chainlink. Take a look at CASPA. And altcoin votes are in and being counted. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. So we'll run on these two until Rob gets the votes in and counted. But let's go ahead and we'll start off with Chainlink, and then we will go into CASPA for our boy 12 Big. Let's take a look at Chainlink. Now, obviously, guys, Chainlink, we were using the exact same thing that we were just talking about. This is perfect, right? Because this is what we're looking at on almost everything else. Looking for a break of that value area low to fill the rest of the range. Target on Chainlink, guys, not much to look at here. Target on Chainlink, still the naked point of control here at 2231. Take a look at the weekly. Take a sip of the black coffee. Yeah, so I think last week when we were looking at Chainlink, we were somewhat cautious of a pullback just because our weekly was kind of cooling off here, right? We also have some kind of a significant bearish divergence on the weekly. Now, am I expecting this to go to zero? Absolutely not, right? Because look at the money flow on the weekly. This is bullish, right? Money flow indicates the longer-term trends, which means if this money flow is coming up, even if we have a bear div, once that red dot prints on the weekly, sure, we could expect a pullback, but we're not expecting it to give us a giant move to the downside, rather a pullback to put in a higher low before continuing back to the upside. So if we zoom in here, you might be thinking, well, hey, Frankie Candles, if we're going to pull back, where are we going to pull back to? And the answer simply is, I have no idea, right? But I could find the likely places that we usually would pull back to, and we could watch those on the chart and look for reactions at these key levels, right? And then we could determine if it's a good place to take a long or not. But what are those levels? Simply put, right now, actually, another thing to keep in mind here is that we are putting in a bearish divergence here on the 3-day. It is printing currently. Money flow is coming up. So this is, again, not one of those... shout out to Chef Nico says Black Aztec and Cactus Moss Water, also known as the black coffee. But anyway, this is not where we're expecting things to go to give us a gigantic move down. Why? Look at your money flow fighting against you. A bearish looking bear div, a bearish looking bearish divergence where I would be expecting a very big move down would be more on something where you're seeing not only a bearish divergence, but also money flow agreeing with that divergence, right? Very similar to Let's see. I'm trying to find. I don't know if we had any bull divs here. But typically, you want to see for a bear div, you want to see your higher highs on your price action, right? And then you want to see lower highs on your momentum weights or your RSI or whatever indicator you're looking at. But for me to expect a big pullback on a big bearish divergence like this, I need the money flow, say, coming up looking like this. I need the money flow to be coming out as well, which obviously this is going up. So this is not confluent with a massive move down. But what it is confluent for is, I'm kind of just making up how you would use the word confluent. I don't think you can say confluent for. But anyway, I think you guys catch my drift here. But once what I would be looking for is a higher low before more upside, right? Because the money flow indicates a longer-term trend. So if we do pull back, some interesting levels here, right? Down here, this is honestly this is a huge level, right? You have a daily, a weekly, and I believe a monthly naked point of control here. Let me check. Double check. Okay, so you don't have a monthly, but you do have a daily and a weekly naked point of control here, right? So that level is sitting, let's come back down to the lower time frame, right here between 1843 down to about 1812. This is going to be a big level of support to be looking at. So if we get a bigger pullback, this would be the first place I'd be looking for a bounce. If we lose that level, am I panicking? Would I be thinking, oh my God, I was wrong about the bear div. Oh my God, we're going down. No, I would simply be setting my targets, what we were looking at on Friday's live stream, I believe, which is this next key level down here where we have a daily naked point of control as well as the value area low of the range. So target number one or major support level number one, going to be right here. Lots of confluence in here. I'm curious to see if we come down here. I'd be curious to see how we, because you also have a time point of control here as well. This looks like a really saucy level to me, guys. Just because I think it's saucy does not guarantee that you're getting a move up, right? Or you're going to definitely get a bounce here. But I am curious to see how well this reacts because this is a very confluent level. And then just underneath it, daily naked point of control, value area low. So if we don't get the bounce from this saucy level, I will simply be looking down to the value area low. Again, one of the best things about looking at these value areas, guys, is the context that it gives us into the market, right? Because if you're just looking, I don't know how people do it, to be honest with you. I'm sure they do, right? There's plenty of profitable traders that probably don't even know what a volume profile is, right? They might just trade price action or they might just trade using other stuff, but I don't know how they do it. I find all of my comfort in the volume profiles because if I were just looking at this level, I might be thinking to myself, oh my God, if we break this, where are we going? Right? I don't know. It just gives you so much context, right? I just don't know how people trade without this. But there you go. That is what I'd be looking at on Chainlink. Other than that, you are similar to Bitcoin. I mean, actually, not even really. Take a look at the daily. We get the you do have the daily bear div here. Little tiny higher highs on your price. Little tiny bear div here. But yeah, I would be careful. It's really the higher time frames that are making me a little. Like your 3-day bear div printing, your 4-day bear div looking to print as well. These could give you bigger pullbacks in my opinion. But those are the key levels I'm looking at. I don't want to beat a dead horse here. That's what we're looking at on Link. All right, let's see. Shout out to Dave Digital said, boys, say when you gonna give us a move. Shout out to Dave Digital. I think that's a song, I guess. I don't know. That one went over my head, Dave. Shout out to Dave Digital. Let's go. Bing bong. All right, let's see. Pants off, dance off. Crypto pump incoming. Oh, all right, man. Well, I guess, joke's on you guys. I'm not wearing any pants. I'm just kidding, guys. Or am I? But let's go ahead and continue on, and let's take a look. I saw Rob drop those altcoins. Thank you so much, bro. I literally don't know what I would do without you. But let's see. Let's take a look at H-Bar. H-Bar. Shout out to the H-Barbarians. Drop some kind of barbaric emoji in the chat if you're an H-Barbarian. I don't know if they have like a mace bat or like a, I don't know, like a rock or something. I don't know. Drop those barbarian emojis in the chat if you're an H-Barbarian. But let's go ahead and take a look at the Bybit chart as this thing is absolutely ripping. These altcoins, guys. And, oh, man. Market Cipher, baby. Market Cipher, just those weekly green dots are not something to mess with, guys. On the live stream last week, what were we looking at? I want to be clear. We saw the VWAPs coming up. saying, I don't know exactly what we were talking. I mean, if we were looking at H-bar, this is what we were looking at. I don't know if we were looking at H-bar at the time, but I'm just saying, look at the weekly green dots and how they play out, right? As your VWAP comes up here, you're looking for a green dot on the weekly. Once you get it, that's where you're expecting a bigger move to the upside. You get the weekly green dot. You start to push up, confirms. Boom, you get a bigger push, bigger push, bigger push, bigger push, bigger push, bigger push. Boom. And then you get the rip above the range, right? Let's come down to a lower time frame, though, just so no one, like, when in doubt, guys, zoom out, right? All these moves, like, look at these value areas. You come up, you break out of this value area, you know you're looking up towards the next one, right? So when you come up to your lower time frames, you could see we broke out, retested the value area high, got a big push up to the POC, got a cool off, got back into the range, up to the high, played around with the high, back to the low, back to the high, back to the low, back to the high, deviation, and then you lose the range. Where'd you find support? Once you broke below this range, you found it right on the previous value area high. I am convinced that the only trading tools you need, quite literally, if I couldn't get any type of paid indicator, if I was starting from zero, I had no money, I had no information, or let's say I had all my trading information, but I, for some reason, couldn't get any paid indicators. What I would look at is volume profile. I would replace my oscillators with the RSI, not the MACD. I would replace it with the RSI and Fibonacci levels. This is all you need. These are free tools, guys. And if you can't find a free volume profile, download Frankie Candles Essentials. Not download it, but just search Frankie Candles Essentials. We just dropped a tutorial on how to use the indicator. It's free. It's 100% free. There's no strings attached, nothing like that. You click it, you add it to your chart, and now you watch that tutorial video. I show you exactly how to use it. So I only pay for TradingView. Shout out to Dave Digital. And hey, bro, I heard you're crushing the trades. Bro. Yo, shout out to Post. But anyway, let's continue on. No, where is H-bar likely to go from here? Well, simply put, we have to understand how we got here, right? So we hopped above that 786, broke back into our range, got resistance at the value area high. Even though we broke out, we still respected that value area high. Come to a lower time frame. Look at that. Even though you broke out, you still respected the value area high. Once you break out, you flip that value area high to support, and now we're just ripping. Right, this thing just absolutely mooned. So I'm actually feel like I got caught with my pants down here. I'm gonna have to find these levels live. But let's pull up the VPVR, get an idea of where all that volume's being traded. Okay. So yeah, not much. Right, there's not much volume above. To be quite honest with you, surprised there's not more developed volume up here. But yeah, you can see, right, like the next significant area that you're likely to find is going to be up here. This is what I would look at. Let's change this to neutral. Bada boom. And then you got your bada boom. Bada boom. Bada boom. So yeah, I mean, you're pretty far away from here, but just know, guys, just looking here, zoom in a bit. Yeah, all of your volume is down here, right? Like all of your volume is down here. And if I just hide the TA, like you could see, all the volume is down here, not much above, right? That's why once you broke this high, AKA this high volume node, once you broke that, you kind of just slipped right through the gap. And to be quite honest with you, your next significant level of resistance, and I mean, like the next area where your volume kind of picks up is sitting at that value area low, right? And I just marked it out based off the VPVR, but you can see it's just perfectly aligned with this value area low, right? Like you don't have to look at the volume profiles to get all these levels, right? Like oftentimes this will match up with other things. But like let's pull a macro fib from this high. Come on. Come on. What are you doing? There we go. From this high all the way to the low. Bada boom. I'm just going to eyeball that one. And there you go, right? It's also right by your macro golden pocket. So I'll be honest with you guys. If H-bar keeps it going like the way it is right now, remember, these fast drops to the downside happen through low volume gaps. And literally, guys, all the volume, literally all the volume, nothing above, right? So this is a giant volume gap. If we keep pushing, could get pretty exciting for H-bar pushing up into that golden pocket. sitting between 18 and the value area low at 19 cents. So between 18 and 19 cents would be the next significant level of resistance I would be looking at for H bar. Obviously, you're going to get some other levels to come in as resistance. Right here, I can already tell I'm going to mark this out as a golden pocket, but I can already tell this is an important value area level as well. So this golden pocket, if we zoom into a much lower time frame and come on over to that area of consolidation, which bear with me while I pull it up. We're going to have to scroll back just a bit. Bada boom. Right here. Right? If I were to look at this as some kind of a range, I can almost guarantee you, whoops, I kind of pulled that sloppily, POC, value area high, value area low, in confluence with that golden pocket, right? So, again, you don't have to mark out every single level, but this just lets me know that there is confluence here, right? And then, I mean, if you marked out that value area low, high, and POC, they're likely going to get respected just like they did here. But I'm not going to go through the time to do that on the live stream, but this is just how you can use the volume profiles to your advantage, right? So let me get rid of the VPVR. And let's come back up to a higher time frame, looking at the 4-hour. So, yeah, that's what I'd be looking at. Those are your next key levels. Golden pocket sitting at 13 cents. That's what I'd be looking at. Check out some, I bet you, almost guarantee you. Yeah, I'm not going to spend the time to do it, but I bet you still got some other key levels up in there as well. So that's going to be the next target for H-bar. And then, yeah, that doesn't look bad. Weekly green dot also just confirmed. Money flow coming up. So next key levels. There you go. All right, let's see. Shout out to Mark Dutch. Said, we going to be rich, wifey. Let's go. Shout out to you, bro. Platinum, Diamond, and Silver Horse are the two tiers of only Dutch. Shout out to Wick's wife, Fine89. Shout out to the Wicks out there. Let's go. Shout out to Wick589. Back to the OG name. I love it, Wick. He says, our Silver Horse subscription to only Dutch had better be worth something. Shout out to Wick589. Let's go. All right, let's continue on to our next altcoin, which is going to be Arbitrum, which was also coincidentally requested by Hater Saeed. Hey, I don't know if I said that right, but shout out to you, bro. Also asked for Arbitrum. Let's continue on. Take a look at Coinbase. Let's see, actually. There we are. Running Arbitrum chart. Well, simply put, well, wow, man. We have not looked at this for quite some time. I don't even know where. Okay, so this was pulled. This fib was pulled from. Where is this pulled? Where is the bottom of this fib? Oh, wow, this is mad low. Hang on. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Okay, so I'm gonna clear this up. Generally speaking, I will say this, right? Generally speaking, we are just within our volume profile, right? Like, this is the beauty of volume profiles. Deviation from the low, back to the POC. Find support on the low, back to the POC, back to the high. Deviation, back to the POC. And now we are fighting to break out of this value area high once again. Now, you are getting a VWAP flip on your 4-hour with the red dot and immediate green dot, which is somewhat interesting. However, let's take a look at the daily real quick. Yeah, fresh green dot on the daily. You may be able to break higher here. If that green dot confirms, we may be able to break higher, where if we pull from the high to the low, I'm pretty sure we already have these levels set. But once you get above this golden pocket, your next key level straight up going to be this 786 sitting at about $2.23 or $2.22, right? So you break up out of here. I would be cautious of a pullback after that 786 because although we did get the golden pocket retracement, you may deviate outside of that value area just a little bit more to put in your bearish divergences on time frames such as, look at this. If you get another push up to this 786, guys, you could put, I don't know if you're going to get it. You'd have to get you'd have to see this turn around slightly. You'd have to get that VWAP to bounce off the zero line. But if you did come up to that 786, I'd look for higher time frame bear divs. Something like the 12-hour, the 16-hour, even potentially the daily. Taking a look at the daily here. Daily would be a little bit harder. I wouldn't really be looking at the daily. 16-hour, 12-hour, 10 hour is kind of where I would look for those divs. Even the 8 hour, even if you play around here a little bit, you come back down, you might be able to put in a nice bear div on the 8 hour as you hit that 786. That would be the next area I'd be looking for a short at. But in the long term, if we're not talking trading, we're just talking price action and like where we think this thing can go in the long term. Weekly green dot looking to print here could be a significantly good sign, right? You got a little bit of a rejection at the 0 line there, but once that crosses and gives you a green dot, you're likely coming higher. And it's going to be hard to find those. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you right now. Give it to me, baby. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Let's see here. Taking a look at the extensions. Yeah, if you do break, if you crack this high here at $2.41, I would be looking up towards right here. At these fib levels, creeping up towards $3, 296 to 274. You get a breakout above this high, that is indeed, in my opinion, going to be the next stop for Arbitrum. Let's see. Robert Kemp said that was terrifying. Shout out to Robert Kemp. Let's see. Let's see. What do you think of INJ? We could take a look at INJ. Yo, Jonah Lang says, what in the world was that? Jonah, do you guys not... Wait, shout out to Dave Digital, said agreed, no vocals. If you guys did not know, I've won many awards for my golden voice, is what a lot of the judges would call it in any singing competition I've taken or if I've been in. They call me Frankie the Golden Voice. Not the Frankie the Golden Pocket now. I'm Frankie the Golden Pocket now. I've retired from singing, but it's because they wouldn't take me in any other competitions because I just kept crushing the competition. So now you guys get blessed with my wonderful voice. Give it to me, baby. I'm just kidding, guys. All right, let's see. Yo, shout out to Wildcat. Said, Frankie, do you think you're too fly for a white guy? Shout out to you, bro. He gets the reference. Let's go. Stupid Bitcoin says, I recorded vocals for about 20 years. So, yep. And there's another chat from him saying, indeed, that was one of the most beautiful voices he's ever heard. Thank you, Stupid Bitcoin. Finally, somebody who knows what they're talking about finally gives me the respect I deserve as a singer. I'm just kidding, guys. I am not a singer or a rapper. And if you guys watch this channel, you will know why from back in the day. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Let's see. Shout out to All Set. And shout out to Russ Bus says DOT. Want to take a look at Polkadot. First, let's go ahead and check Caspa because we did not check that yet. And here we are. This thing is never going to die, guys. I think Caspa is the new Bitcoin. Yeah, this is the new Bitcoin. It's never going to go down. It only goes up and to the right. And shout out to anybody who was in the dining room and caught that early call on Caspa that we had back in February of last year when we were still sub 1 penny. If you guys are not in the dining room, I definitely recommend hitting that free Discord and signing up for the dining room. It's free. You just have to sign up with one of our exchange affiliates. Not only do we put our token metrics calls where we did find Caspa under a penny, but we have now added even more value. Not only do you get one premium trade setup or TA post from the premium Discord, but you also now have low cap altcoin picks from our altcoin Oracle. Shout out to him. And you have also airdrop watches. They just dropped a bunch of new airdrops in his channel as well. So go check that out, guys. Tons of free value in the dining room. We just stepped up the value even more. So check that out. But Caspa literally is just, I'm not going to lie. When we found it under a penny, guys, I didn't know that this was going to be the next Bitcoin and it was never going to go down. So I probably should have bought more of it. But you know what? You can't be upset. I actually don't even know, where is it? February. I don't know the exact price that I bought in, but it was in February of 2023. So it had to have been somewhere in here, which is essentially a 2,493% increase, which is pretty wild. But this thing does not look like it wants to stop. This thing's nuts. Green dot confirmed. Money flow crossed back over into the green. This could indicate that we are going to go on another run here, guys. Where could we go? I mean, 100K? Who knows? But yeah, okay, so we are approaching some resistance. About 19 cents going to be a pretty key level to watch. So we are hitting up against some resistance, right? And obviously I'm kidding, guys. I don't think this is the new Bitcoin. I mean, maybe. But I'm just joking. I want to be very clear. I was kind of just joshing around here. But this thing is obviously unstoppable. It obviously does go down. I don't want anybody. You never know who's watching. Like I don't want anyone thinking like someone who just came into crypto and was like, oh my God, this is the next Bitcoin. I'm gonna take that at face value. I'm running with it. But let's continue on here. So next targets to the upside going to be 0.1918, which we're basically almost at. If you break up out of that, next key level is going to be up here at about 25 cents for Caspa. Other than that, kind of hard to call these levels just because we can't look left anymore. So we're just stuck with these imaginary fib levels. But those are definitely going to be the next targets to the upside. Now, can we see some signs of weakness popping up? I mean, you could argue you have a weekly bear div looking to print. But it's not like the VWAP's about to print a red dot or anything, right? Like this VWAP's just still kind of like lingering around here. Still has some time to potentially come up a little bit more. But then once you come on over to the 3-day, 2-day getting support on the 0 line, I mean, this thing is unbelievable. Yeah, I would be careful with the shorts on this thing. I have actually gotten stepped on a few times. Caspa has spit in my face a few different times here. So while I was trying to short it, right? So I learned the hard way. But I want to be clear. I didn't get liquidated every time, but I just kept getting stopped out. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to let this thing run. This thing does not want to come down. I just kept trying to catch the top. But, you know, if we continue up, those are the next targets I would be looking at. Other than that, you know, green dot confirmed on your 10-hour. Let's see. Yeah, your 2-day. Yeah. You might pull back from where we're at right now, potentially. It's kind of hard because we can't look left. But I don't really see any significant. I mean, you have some kind of a micro bear div here on the 8-hour, but nothing that I would really be looking. 4-hour bearish divergence. So this is really the only thing that I'd be looking at to potentially look for a short, but I would sit it out, guys. Not financial advice, but I am not looking to short this thing right now. I would say, I mean, you have your higher highs into a key zone of resistance with your lower highs on your momentum waves, looking to print a red dot here. So could you pull back? Absolutely. But I would personally not be taking that trade. I am not betting against this thing right now. Money flow kind of creeping up too on the 4-hour. That also, you know, generally you're trending down, right? If you were to connect your tops here, you are trending down. But it's just not, it's not screaming short time for me. Sure, you could pull back, right? Like, I don't want anyone being like, well, you said it couldn't go down and then it dumped. But like, sure, maybe something like this, but nothing really here that I would be willing to take a significant short on. I mean, you could even see here, like you had a 2-hour bear div, right? Like this is as pretty as they come, right? Higher highs on your price action into a key level of resistance, literally into that key level, right? And at that time, let me come back into bar replay mode real quick. Yeah, like this is like, oh my God, we're hitting key resistance. Now this, I probably wouldn't have shorted either because of the money flow coming up. But like this is oftentimes where you're going to see a bigger pullback, right? If you had money flow coming out, that would have been a beautiful short setup. But you have to pay attention to more than one thing, guys. You can't just short bear divs, long bull divs. You have to have multiple levels of confluence. And this local money flow just trending to the upside would have made me sit out of that short. And simply put, sure, like, would you have come down a little bit? Sure, you could have made money, but it's just not that saucy of a setup, in my opinion, and you just wound up ripping right through that div. So be careful out there with INJ, but those are the levels I would be looking at. Look for a cool-off based off of that 4-hour bearish divergence, but I would not be looking to short it. I would just be using it as kind of my guide to see if we're going to get a pullback. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Harry Potter knows how to shake them legs. Shout out to Wick's wife, Fine89. Doge pumped. Lambo time. Let's go. Shout out to Dogecoin. Did I say INJ? Did I just say INJ? Shout out to one of the Pete's. No, this is Caspa. If I said INJ, I'm sorry, guys. This is definitely not INJ. This is Caspa. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Caspa new high right now. Yo, there we go. Yeah, she's pushing. Also, like this candle. This is like a bullish looking candle. But anyway, let's continue on. And I would actually also point out that on the 1-hour here, this green dot, well, yeah, I think it's likely this thing comes back up. Maybe you can look for a 1-hour bear div, but this thing is likely going to continue up. All right, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Shout out to Crypto Billy. What is going on, brother? He says, flat smack that like button if you have not already. Shout out to Crypto Billy. If we get 550 likes on tonight's live stream, I will give away. We're at 368. There's still a chance. If we get to 550, we'll give away 5 Frankie Candles hats. Let's continue on here, though. All right, so there is Caspa. Let's take a look at. We took a look at Caspa. We took a look at ARB. We looked at HBAR. Let's take a look at Filecoin. That is next on the list. Bada boom. Okay, so Filecoin. Oh man, what were we looking at on Filecoin on Friday? I wish I knew. This is literally look at hundreds. Probably not hundreds, but probably close to 100 charts a day. Based off just off my personal TA that I do for myself, the premium Discord, the videos, the pre-records, and the live stream, it is almost impossible to keep up with like what I have been thinking about, especially the coins that I don't look at often. Like Filecoin is not something I follow on a personal level, like constantly. So it's very hard for me to it's very hard to remember like these coins that we don't look at. Like even Caspa and INJ, it's like I don't look at INJ or Caspa because I don't trade them every single day. So it's looking at a million different charts. It gets confusing. But taking a look here, we have our I'm going to take all these levels. Bada boom. So we are still within our macro volume profile. Yeah, from the bottom of the bear market. Right? And this is, in my opinion, if this thing was going to break out, guys, just based off of the way that every other altcoin has pumped recently, it is very likely, in my opinion, right? Let's take a weekly. Let's take a look at the weekly. Yeah, green dot confirmed. If we do continue up, this is probably where you're going to leave this bear market range, right? We look at this stuff structure-wise all the time. Let's take a look at DOT. Dogecoin. I'm sorry. Like Dogecoin's still in its bear market range, right? Let me stretch this out. There we go. Okay, so yeah, Dogecoin's still in its bear market range. This is honestly rare when looking at the altcoins at this point. Let's look at ADA. ADA has broken out of its bear market range, right? We have the bear market range down here, and then we've already broken out and continued up, right? Let's take a look at NEAR. NEAR has broken. I mean, it's kind of had a wonky bear market range, but it's broken out, right? Let's take a look at DOT. DOT has broken out of its bear market range. Well, kind of. Kind of. It's playing around. It's kind of in the same situation as Dogecoin, right? But when you compare this to something like Ethereum, right? Ethereum has already broken out of its bear market range, right? For the most part. Already up almost to, creeping up to the, I mean, this sounds crazy, guys, but we're at $3,000. 4K, basically, or almost 5K is the all-time high. Like, we're creeping up towards those bull market levels. Take a look at Link, right? Link, this is a perfect example. This is what I should have pulled up at first because this is the most obvious example. Bear market range, breakout, going up towards those bull market value areas, right? This is a very similar situation to what is happening over here on Filecoin, in my opinion, right? You have your bear market range, and once we break out of that, we are likely to see a move up to, we have other levels, right? We have this little zone we have to be careful of, but this is where, once you break out of this bear market range from the lows, this is where you wind up seeing the altcoins rip up and roar towards these bull market value areas. So keep that in mind. All right, let's see. Shout out to Wick589. Thank you for that super chat, bro. He said, Frankie, come meet us at Shaky Knees, at Shaky Knees 2024 ATL, first week of May. We'll look at XRP charts and other nerd stuff together. Shout out to Wick589. Is that a real place? Is that a real thing that's going to happen? Wick, let me see here. Shaky Knees. Let me see if this is a... I have not heard of Shaky Knees. Granted, I have not lived here for very long. But let's see if this is a real place. Because if you think that I won't come meet you guys, you got, I don't know, you got another thing coming? I don't know what I was going to say. But let's see. Shaky Knees. Oh, it's a music festival. And it's an undisclosed amount of time away from me. An undisclosed amount of time that I would be willing to travel, especially to meet the Mafia. I would travel way longer than that to meet the Mafia. I would be so excited. Shout out to Wick's wife, 589. Don't tempt me with a good time, Wick. When is it? First week of May. Wick, keep me updated on this. On a weekend. If it's on a weekend, me and Tony D will take a helicopter and we'll just land in the fields if it's outside. I'm just kidding. But we will go there. We will meet you guys there. Shout out to Wick. Interesting. That would be actually really dope if we could do that. But back to Filecoin, guys. Shout out to Wick and his wife, Fine89. I would be excited if that were to happen too. I would be so pumped about that. I'll bring my camper and drive. Shout out to 12 Big. First Frankie Candles meetup at a music festival? I mean, that'd be kind of lit. But taking a look here, guys. In my opinion, if you are going to break out here for Filecoin with a confirmed green dot on the weekly, money flow now crossed over into the green. It's another thing to watch on these altcoins, guys. As these money flow crossovers happen into the green on the weeklies, I mean, back tested on other altcoins, right? Like, look at Dogecoin. Started cracking the money flow crossover on the weekly, started to get the pump up, right? Take a look at ADA. Money flow crosses over into the green, you start to get the move up. Take a look at Polkadot. Money flow now just starting to go into the green. That's where you want to look for the move up. I'm trying to find a coin where this happened at, right? Let's take a look at Link. Perfect example. Money flow crossover right here, right? Boom. You break out of the range and you come higher. Filecoin, I can't unsee it. Filecoin looking like it's in a very similar situation. So if you're going to break out of this range and come to higher prices, I don't see a better time to do it than right now. Or off this money flow crossover into the green on the weekly. Now, this is longer term, right? This is not going to happen today or tomorrow or the next day, right? This takes time to play out. But taking a look at the daily, yeah, so your daily's massively overbought here, in my opinion. Doesn't mean you can't come higher. You can remain overbought for quite some time. However, yeah, your money flow, your VWAP is looking to potentially, roll over here soon. But the fact that you're just this overbought, this is not where I'm looking long, right? I would wait for a pullback and a potential retest before seeing higher prices. But for the most part, guys, this is pretty exciting for Filecoin. As long as you're able to remain above that value area high at $6.64, I would be looking higher. And even if you break down back into the range, you have to be careful because oftentimes, if you are going to leave this range decisively and come up way higher, you could not only come down and test the value area high, but you may go test that POC as well before getting the bigger breakout. And then your main target to the upside, in my opinion, not necessarily the next level, but your major zone of resistance doesn't really come in until about $17, right? And if I pull my bada boom, pull the fib from the high to the low, you can see your golden pocket 786 retracement from this major swing point right here lands right in that zone as well, giving you even more confidence and confluence to look for that move up, right? And even just a quick move up, because look at the quick move down. Oftentimes, that will create a volume gap or is due to a volume gap. And when you get those quick moves down, oftentimes, let's pull it up, right? I bet you there's a gap there. Well, look at that. Spike in volume, not much in between. So just like we got that big dump, if we get above this value area high, we could easily see that shot up towards those next key levels, getting closer to about a $16 Filecoin. So, guys, I think that is all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys for sticking around to the end. ETH ripping scares me. Shout out to AZTV. What is going on, bro? He says, ETH ripping scares me. We got 2 weeks, y'all, and then we might nuke. Shout out to AZTV. Yes, we will be keeping an eye out for these dumps to come in. But INJ, shout out to one of the Pete's. Stick around for the Frankie fake out, and you never know what coins we might take a look at, if any. Might be INJ. I don't know. But with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time we got for today's live stream. Thank you all for hanging out till the end. Smash that like button on your way out. And with all that being said, ETH hitting our targets. Bitcoin, just wiggling around right underneath our targets. And a lot of these altcoins starting to see these breakouts that we've been waiting for, guys. So trust in the volume profiles. And shout out to the money flow, which rarely lies. That's all I got. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the Frank Candles YouTube channel. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong. I really got to fix this stream deck. Where is it? Bing bong.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. My heart on my sleeve, stress, shield my greed. That's how I get it. Success ain't no given. Some days I don't eat, I don't sleep. When I'm focused, I'm dangerous. They don't want it when I'm anxious. Ain't no limit till I tank. I'm running on fumes. The opposition don't amaze. The roads racing through the pavement. Get your hands out of my bag. I know that's because I've been in it. I don't need to brag. I guess that's what happens when you taking care of your business. But some family, you do the math. I'm out of my pocket. Houston, we got a problem. I ain't perfect. Let them watch me elevating. Got them nauseous cause I'm the pilot in the cockpit. Nose diving in the house and woo. Watch how I get ahead. Watch how I get ahead. Watch how I get ahead. Watch how I set it up. Bet you I shut it down. Watch how I get a win. I don't think they really wanna come against the winner. Got a finger run up in on a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare. I'm a line, but the winner about the cage. I need all the wins. Yeah. Ain't no L's. I gotta get it. No call and quits. Yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets. Yeah. Better move out the way cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move. You might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move. You might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move. You might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move. You might get knocked out. Knocked out.
And we're back for a speed run on INJ. Guys, sadly, did we not look at this? I again, looking at 50 coins a day gets very hard to keep track of, but we'll do a quick rundown whether we looked at it or not. Getting a rejection off the value area high here. We are stuck underneath the POC. Shout out to whoever said I would be a great commentator. Not the first time I've gotten that. Usually it's like, what is this guy on? But I like that you just commented that I could have another career as a commentator. Shout out to you. Might have to pick up that side gig. But as we break below this POC, guys, you know, the next logical level of support, if we do not continue up, we did front run this value area high, which is something to keep in mind because you sometimes do like to come up and physically tap the level. But if we don't get back above that POC, guys, simply put, not only would I look down towards this value area low, but really I would love to see, let me actually update this fib poll really quickly. I would love to actually see a pullback if we do get it. If we do come down, this is an if this then that statement. If we come down, guys, I will be looking for a long. No, I don't want to say I will be looking for a long. I don't typically trade INJ. I should say I would be looking for a long if I were trading this at two zones, right? Zone number one, golden pocket value area low at 34.47 and 33.78. That first zone is going to be where I'd look for the bounce. If you break below the range, this is the saucier level in my opinion. 786 daily naked point of control at 32.41, between 32.90 and 32.41. If you get that move down, bada boom, that's where I'd be looking for the bounces. And if you come up, resistance remains within the range, right? So you're just looking at your volume profiles. I would prefer a move down to look for a long, but those are the levels I'd be looking at on INJ. Shout out to whoever wanted to see this. You never know what you're going to see on the Frankie Fakeouts. And with all that being said, Mafia, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. You know the rest. Go check out that Frankie Candles Essential tutorial. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy. On the road, here we go, yeah we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't never going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy. On the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy. And it's maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on a roll, here we go, here we go.
Ah! That was for you, Mark Dutch.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Hey, on a roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll. Hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on a roll, here we go, here we go.